If you're somebody who's been trying to learn Spanish and you've been struggling, you've been picking it up, putting it down, well, what I'm about to tell you is going to turn the whole Spanish learning industry upside down on its head. Nobody's talking about this, right? So this is what I'm here to tell you. The key is to stop writing. You probably looking like what? Yes, yes. Writing is not required. Stop writing. So let me break this down, right? Okay, so the first thing about being an English native speaker trying to learn another language, right? We're talking about Spanish. You have to use the keyboards, right, that you're not familiar with, right? Like if you're when you're typing. So if you're typing to somebody, you don't have to, right? But you're not really getting the right form of like these words you're getting, and you want to like kind of start out correct, so that way you want to start out correct, so that way you're pronouncing these words better. So when you're like, let's say you have a Spanish keyboard on your phone, or you've tried to communicate, it's hard. You got to find the enyes, the accents, the upside down question marks, the upside down exclamation points, and it just gets daunting, right? You're like, oh fuck, like, oh my god. And let's look at it like this, right? The main form of communication that we communicate with each other with is through text, right? So when I mean writing, I'm really talking about texting and typing, right? Because in this day and age, we're not writing letters to anybody. We're not, getting a pen and feather and writing down on a piece of, parchment or whatever it's called, and sending out pigeon carriers, or putting it in the mail and, Pony Express, right? No, we're sending emails, text messages. We're in group chats. That's how we communicate. We're not writing. So if the main mode of communication is causing you friction and is causing you to like not engage with learning the language, just fucking eliminate it. Just absolutely outright eliminate it. Cut writing out. So what I'm telling you is what I tell my students: when you're learning Spanish, right? Or when you're using the Spanish learning system, if you are writing, you're not using the system. You do not need to write at all. No, 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 no. No, writing is obsolete. What you need to be doing, and what I emphasize on the most, is speaking, right? Speaking. So, we speak at 150 words per minute, and most people type at around 30, 40 minutes per minute, right? So, you're essentially speaking at like, what was that, four times, 400% faster that you can write. So apply that to learning the language. If you're only speaking the language to get what the things you're trying to get, you're going to learn faster as well, because you're not trying to, oh man, I gotta type this shit. Oh brother, oh man, I'm sick of this. No, 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 no. Switch to speaking. Writing is obsolete. Writing is not required. Stop writing. I'm talking about everything. Do not write no flashcards. Do not write anything in the Spanish dictionary, Google Translate, anything you're trying to do. You speak into it, right? So, like I always say, everybody's talking about LLMs, AI, ChatGPT, right? Well, the only LLM I use is Spanish Dictionary. And with Spanish Dictionary, it is a more dedicated large language model that's dedicated to teaching you Spanish, right? Or I think people who learn Spanish want to speak English as well. So, what you're going to do is this: you're gonna download this app called Whisper Flow, right? I think it's only on iPhone, but if you have Android, I believe there's other apps. But anything, you need a dedicated voice to text app. Not. I'm not talking about. Do not use this shit on your phone, because that's not good. These apps are going to pick up the grammar. They're going to pick up the enunciations. They're going to pick up the context and how you're speaking. It's gonna do a whole bunch of cool things that you don't have to worry about, right? It's gonna format it, it's gonna do all these cool things. So like when you speak into Spanish dictionary, right? You'll say like you'll say a sentence that you want to translate, right? You'll be like, okay, I want to buy an apple, right? You'll speak that into the Spanish dictionary. It's gonna spit it out in Spanish, right? Then you click the play audio, you're gonna hear Spanish dictionary say the Spanish to you, right? So you're gonna hear it, right? So you're listening to it, You're seeing the sentence being formulated. You're seeing all the words. Now, if you're not familiar with these words, right, you can touch the words too, right? You could click on them, you can touch on them, and it's going to give you definitions, conjugations, all that good stuff, right? So now, let's say you want to practice your Spanish. You don't have anybody to practice with. You don't have a you don't have a partner. You don't live in a Spanish speaking country, and you're afraid to talk to people out in the open, right? This is how you build those reps. So what you do is whatever sentence, what I say, I want to buy an apple. I think I said you would say quiero comprar una manzana, right? You would say that in the Spanish dictionary, and then it's going to translate in English, so that way you know you said it the right way. And this is like a really game. This is like a real game changer, man. Because if I would have known this, like it would have saved me so many years of learning. Because writing, because changing your phone to Spanish, that shit is not like it just causes too much friction, and you don't get enough Spanish. If you're not getting like a lot of information, like yeah, okay, I changed my phone to Spanish. I go to YouTube and likes says me gusta. It's like okay, okay, I already knew that. But it's like I'm not seeing real like sentences for real, because the stuff I'm watching on YouTube a lot of times it's still in English. It's not in Spanish. And because like if I'm learning something in Spanish, it's not going to, it's not gonna really give me what I need because I might be at a lower level than what they're speaking at, right? They're speaking at like advanced mastery level. So that's what it is right there. So like writing is obsolete. Writing is not required. Just stop. If you're learning a language, excuse me, if you're learning Spanish, we're talking about Spanish here. Oh no, that's Spanish. If you're learning Spanish, do not write. This right here, don't write it because you're learning, right? What do you need to write for? Like what think about what do you need to really write in Spanish that you can't speak into your phone and produce the same result, a faster result, a better result. Like what is it? Like what you know what I'm saying? Like what is I haven't I don't think I've well when I got married I had to write some stuff. No, I just wrote my signature. I didn't write anything in Spanish. No, I literally nothing was no, I've not had to write anything in Spanish at all. Nothing. When I text, I stopped texting because I can just speak it. I can speak it now. And if I was learning, I would just do the whisper flow technique that I was telling you guys about using voice to text apps, dedicated apps to speak it that way. I wouldn't even, and then it would translate it to text that way I can see the words that I'm saying and make sure it's the right one. I wouldn't, yeah. None of these apps, none of this stuff was available when I was learning Spanish. If I had all this, I would have just been practicing, getting my reps in with Spanish dictionary because I use Spanish dictionary vividly because what I'm really telling you is what I did, right? How I use Spanish dictionary to build my vocabulary, learn grammar and conjugations, learn the syntax, practice my Spanish. That's what I was doing. But now with these voice to text apps, I can practice my speaking as well. So I can practice my speaking. So I'm learning, I'm listening, I'm reading, and I'm practicing my speaking. This is 100% a game changer. This is gonna like tell you the whole language learning industry is gonna be turned upside down on its head. This is where it's at, man. So man, look, if you like this video and you want to learn more about my Spanish learning system, I got the link in the description box below. Go ahead and go down there and get it. It's $27. It's a steal. All the value in there is it's so much deal, so much value. Get it now while the price is this, because I mean people are already saying they loving it. I mean I just put it out, so I mean this is great. So y'all go ahead and check it out, man. It's your boy Lou. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace.